Alright, here we go. First, I send out my Roserade, and he sends out his Swampert. Figuring he would switch out, I went ahead and used Sleep Powder on whatever the switch-in was, which was an Infernape. And so, after using Sleep Powder, I went ahead for the Toxic Spikes on his Zapdos, but not wanting to be killed by whatever he was going to use and to save Rose for later, I went ahead and switched out to my Heatran, expecting a Heat Wave, but he expected that, and used Thunderbolt. Now, it did pretty much, and I had to think here for a while whether or not I could use Substitute, or whether Thunderbolt would break the Substitute, but it would end up that it apparently did, and using Substitute there was not really the best of moves, and it really weakened my Heatran. But he uses Thunderbolt again, as you're going to see, it breaks the sub. And so I was thinking for a while what to do here, so I went ahead and used Torment so I wouldn't be able to use Thunderbolt again. And so he withdrew Zapdos and sent out Katrina again. And fortunately, with Poison, this ended up being the downfall of this Swampert, which proved very nice. But my strategy with this Torment Train couldn't really work here very much because it had two moves that could easily take me out, being Earthquake and Waterfall. So he goes ahead and Earthquakes here and does a pretty good amount of damage. And then after Leftovers Recovery, and after him getting hurt by Poison, I used Protect just to get a little more, health recovery from Leftovers, but he used Stealth Rock, which was fine. It ended up, just a little more than an annoyance. And so I withdrew Heatran and sent out my Celebi, attending to Grass Knot, but he used Roar. And so out came my Rose again, and I thought, being he switched out or not, there's no better move I can do right now besides using Leaf Storm, which surprisingly he didn't switch out. I guess left a Swampert to die, but so be it. And so that died. And after this he sends in his Jasmine, which is his Tyranitar. Now this thing proved really annoying. I really didn't like this thing, but he uses Pursuit as I tend to switch out. That was expected, but there's really nothing else I can do, especially my special defense significantly weakened. Special attack. And then I sent out my Scizor knowing he can't do anything to me, and Pursuit wouldn't do much to me anyway, and so he switches out to his Zapdos as I use U-turn here. Now, he thinks that without the crit he could have won this battle, but I really don't think so, because the crit didn't make much of a difference, took out 2/3 instead of 1/3 of his health. And so I went out to my Latias, and I used Draco Meteor here just to get rid of it, but I just want to know, do you guys think that this Zapdos would have lived if I used Draco Meteor and U-turn had not got a crit? Please leave your comments below. I really want to see, because he keeps saying that he would have won if U-turn didn't get a crit there. But so be it. Just hacks in the game. Excuse me. And so he sends out his Jasmine again, and I'm forced to switch out, but he uses Pursuit here. Expected, but I can't really do much to him anyway. And so Latias goes down. I send out my Scizor again as usual, and I intend to U-turn here after he's hurt by Poison, and so he switches out and brings in Broken Pipe, which is his Scizor. And so U-turn does a pretty good amount of damage. It's banded, so. And I send out my Heatran, expecting him to, use U-turn or something like that. And so after Leftovers, he used Bullet Punch. I don't know why. I would obviously live that. It's not going to do that much. And so I used Lava Plume and took it out, which was good, because I don't really have much else besides this Heatran to take out that size, or it would have been a pain. And so I get a little more recovery from Leftovers. And he sends out his Tyranitar, and I used Protect just to scout out what he'd do, and to get a little more recovery, which happens now. And so because he locked himself into Earthquake, I figured to switch out something who would resist that, so I went to my Salamence, who, is a flying type, and Earthquake doesn't affect him. And so he's forced to switch out here after taking Poison. And he sends out Little Man, which is his Shaman. So I used Draco Meteor, and that totally owns that little thing. It does a lot of damage. And then, did more than 2/3. After that, I just wanted to finish it off with Flamethrower, I believe. But I was going to use Earthquake just to spite him, because I just could. But I didn't want to take the chance. You never know with these kind of things. And so, Flamethrower takes it out. And after Sandstorm damage, he sent out his last Pokemon, which was a Tyranitar, and I killed that off with Earth Outrage. No, it's not his last, never mind, excuse me, my bad. But still, Outrage kills it, finally, dead. And now his real last Pokemon is Infernape, which I completely forgot about since I went to sleep. But that'll easily die from Outrage. So, good game, Curtain. I really enjoyed this one. Hope to have a rematch with you soon. And, yeah, that'll be it. Choco out.